Well, hello, everyone. It's your favorite man-child, SuperJesusJackson. Well, I really got into that one. Today, we're going to be talking about how and why Light Switch by Charlie Puth is a freaking masterpiece and why it's a successor to his earlier masterpiece, Attention. Not a new topic by any chance whatsoever within the Charlie Puth fandom, but I got some things to say. Let's begin. I hope you've been doing well, by the way. I've been doing all right. Thank you for asking. So the very first thing that gives away the evolution that Light Switch has with Attention is the fact that when Charlie Puth first teased Light Switch, it was something unique from him. We never really heard something like that from him. And if you guys recall, it was the same thing that happened with Attention. Charlie did this interview with Rolling Stone, and just a forewarning, I'm going to be referencing that video a lot. I've done it in the past, and I mean, if you're a Charlie Puth fan, you probably have already seen that interview, but it's really good. But here he is talking about how showcasing Attention was nerve-wracking for him a little bit.
Attention, I was nervous, so nervous to put this out because it sounds nothing like what's on the radio right now, and it sounds nothing like me. So I was worried that people were gonna get really confused as to who I was.
Light Switch is unique, like Attention, but in different ways, of course. Light Switch is faster than the vast majority of Charlie Puth's songs. Attention is a slower tempo. So it's interesting that both songs are like opposites to each other, which is a huge theme between the two songs in general. Light Switch is a great workout song, and it hypes you up like no other. Now, I know I said they both are opposites. They are, but they're also the same in other ways, and this can happen in the same characteristic. For example, the chord progressions of the songs. The last chord of the progression of both songs is the one that hooks you, the one that has tension. In Attention, the chord is super jazzy and melancholy, and in Light Switch, the chord is less sad, but it still grabs you and is different than the rest of the song. And at the end of the day, both chords are the reason why both songs are really groovy, funky, and danceable, while having this mature, dark undertone to them.
I know that dress is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. Turn me on like a light switch. When you're moving your body, you roll it around. You got me in a tight grip. You know how to just make me want you.
They still managed to effectively combine those two tones together, which is really admirable and crazy. And, the greatest of songs have this. It's no surprise. I mean, the contradiction. Think of like Billie Jean, Man Eater. Hell, think of a lot of 80s songs. And, I guess it makes sense because Light Switch is very 80s inspired. Next up is the arrangement of the instrumentation of both songs. They are pretty hand in hand when it comes to how both songs build up and layer their instruments. The guitar is huge on both songs, and it shows up to move the song forward and build its momentum.
You've been running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. 'Cause you knew that I'd call you up. Baby, not walk like that, no. Why you always wanna act like lovers, but you never wanna be each other's? I said don't.
The acoustic guitar is big on both songs too, admittedly more with Light Switch, but perhaps that's another contradiction. In the Rolling Stone interview, Charlie talks about how he likes to bury acoustic guitars in the background, mostly for rhythmic purposes, and in Attention, he did just that. It gave the song much more punch, even if it was a minimal effect in the background.
And in here is a buried acoustic guitar, but you can use them rhythmically, which is cool, so I just bury it in the background.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
In Light Switch, Charlie does the opposite. Light Switch sound here. Super, come on. Sort of. It's still tucked in the instrumentation, but much more prevalent, and it's really for texture, not rhythm. It still does what it did for Attention to Light Switch. It fills the song more, but again, it builds the texture of the track. I love it in Light Switch. I love how sentimental and somewhat sad it makes the song. The way the guitar is just strummed, kind of like how a person might strum a guitar when they're really droopy and sad and melancholy. Another aspect to the arrangement that both songs share are the pre-choruses. The pre-choruses of the song give the tracks so much more momentum, and it's because of the synth strings in the background of both songs. The amount of power they give to the tracks is incredible, and it really sets the mood.
I know that stress is karma. Regret. You got me thinking about when you got me thinking about back and all of a sudden I'm hypnotized. You're the one that I can't deny. Every time that I say I'm gonna walk.
Both second choruses of the tracks add a very small but very important detail. This is yet another similarity between the two, but that small detail makes the second chorus unique compared to the first one. Charlie talks in the Rolling Stone interview about him adding one small thing in the second chorus of Attention to keep things interesting and engaging.
So my whole thing is like you need to make each chorus sound a bit different. It doesn't really matter how much you put in, as long as it's just a little bit different. And what made it different in this chorus was the fact that there was just a cowbell. And I pitched it up.
In Light Switch, Charlie doubles down and makes it the smallest addition yet. It literally just sounds like he recorded a light tap on a glass.
Yes, the listener might not pick up on the fact that in the second chorus of Light Switch, I tapped a glass bottle, and that's what made the second chorus sound different from the first chorus. But it just lifts your ear without you even knowing, and it just makes you want to ride the musical roller coaster again and again and again.
You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this.
So it's the same characteristic, but in an opposite way, in a way. See, I just love how Charlie has so much contradiction in these additions. Obviously, nothing in Light Switch is exactly the same as in Attention, but it's always either a straight-up contradiction, or it's the same, but he doubles down, or he dials back. Either way, it all ends up being a contradiction, but also not really. I hope that makes sense. Now, it's important to note that all these things are things that many pop songs already contain, but at the same time, I'm not sure because I only noticed them when I listened to Charlie Puth's material, and I listen to a lot of music, so maybe that does say something, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comment section. Another huge similarity in the literal arrangement of the instrumentation of both songs is what they take away and what they add, and at what time. Both songs take away instrumentation and add instrumentation in order to make the song more engaging and to keep it moving, and they tend to do it in the same places. In the chorus, they take away, and in the verses, they add.
But you're not coming home with me tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart, baby. You were running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I called you. I say I'm gonna walk away. You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You got me in a tight grip. You know how to just make.
What's genius at the end of the day is that taking away instrumentation and parts that you have already introduced to the audience, only to then put them back later in a different part of the song, gives off the illusion of movement and evolution in a song. It's sly and kind of cheating, but still genius and clever.
Do you love it when you keep me guessing? When you leave and then you leave me stressing. But I can't stay mad when you walk like that, no. Why you always wanna act like lovers, but you never wanna be each other?
also the bridge of both songs. And for this, I will definitely say Charlie does this for many of his songs, so it's not really that important to mention this similarity, but hey, it's still a similarity. But yeah, both songs feature Charlie kind of stripping down the instrumentation of the tracks, and he sings in this really intimate and lower register that my girlfriend finds very sexy. So he does this, and then the song sort of altogether explodes in this magnificent musical manner by completely doing everything in the opposite manner.
Ooh, meta. The songs creating contradiction within themselves.
But anyway, it's what a lot of other songs do too, but I don't think anybody does it better than Charlie Puth. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know that dress is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. And now I'm all up on you, what you expect. But you're not coming home with me tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just hit the thought of me with someone new. Yeah. Turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this. You know how to just make me want to. You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. You got me in a tight grip.
And last but not least, the lyrics and the narrative of the tracks. Attention was about a dude complaining about his ex. She's kind of killing him softly though by still being around, and she's making every possible move to remind Charlie of the pain he caused him. But keep in mind, Charlie is out of this particular relationship, and he gets pulled in by his ex, and then he ultimately pulls away. In Light Switch, it's the opposite, but it's also not. Here we go again. It tells the story of Charlie being in a quote-unquote relationship with this girl, but he's also not really with her. At least that's how she's viewing it. She's kind of playing with him, just like the girl from Attention. And Charlie is aware of this, but he ends up giving in a lot of the times because of the physical attraction. So it's the opposite of Attention, but also not. And in a way, Light Switch is kind of a prequel to the narrative of Attention. Now, ultimately, which one's better? I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. They both are so good in their respective ways, and I understand this might seem like a cop-out to many of you, but they're just both songs that I can listen to when I'm sad and when I'm happy. And at the end of the day, that's a win for me. This I know. They are both among the greatest pop songs that I have ever heard, and hey, maybe one day I'll make a video detailing why Light Switch is better than Attention. We will see. See, why do you think I like these songs? You know, I'm very contradicting. These songs are contradicting. It's just all contradicting. But there we have it, guys. That was my case for the greatness of Light Switch, as well as why it's Attention 2.0. And that's definitely not a bad thing.
Good job, Charlie.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Give this video a like if you liked, dislike it if you didn't. Comment down below what you think, share with your Charlie Puth loving friends, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. That's it for me. You guys take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.